my name is Yuri, and today we're gonna read a book about water. Water. It is written by Melissa Stewart in Channel National Geographic. The table of contents is first, a watery world, second, all about oceans, third, quiet waters, 4, go with the flow, 5, round and round, 6, 9 cool facts about water, 7, water and weather, 8, water in your body, 9, water in your life, 10, water warning, 11, be a quiz whiz. And the 2 last is glossary and index. Let's read it. A watery world. Let's take a look at Earth from space. Why does our planet look so blue? It's blue because water covers almost 3/4 of Earth's surface. Half of the world's plants and animals live in the water. The other half depend on water to live and grow. Life as we know it couldn't exist without water. Weird but true. About 326 quintillion gallons of water fill Earth's oceans, lakes, and ponds, rivers, and streams. The first life on Earth was tiny one-celled creatures that appeared in the ocean about 3.5 billion years ago. As time passed, these simple creatures changed and developed, became larger, more complex creatures. Scientists believe that the first life on Earth was tiny one-celled creatures called archaea. This photo, which was taken through a microscope, shows a kind of archaea that lives on Earth today. The earliest animals probably lived about 600 million years ago. Eventually, some animals left the water and moved onto land, but many animals and other creatures continue to live in Earth's ocean. This illustration shows just a few of the animals that lived in Earth's ancient ocean 600 million years ago. All about oceans. Almost all of Earth's water is in its 4 huge oceans: the Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, and Arctic. All of the oceans are connected, and salty seawater is always on the move. Earth currents: Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Indian Ocean. Cold current, warm current. Question: what did the ocean say to the beach? Nothing. It just waved. Deep cold water currents flow across the ocean floor toward the equator. Warmer water near the surface move towards the north and south poles. Water words. Current, a flowing stream of water within a larger body of water. Equator, an imaginary line around Earth, halfway between the north and south pole. Wavy water. As the wind blows, waveform in the open ocean. When a wave gets close to the shore, its bottom hits shallow sea floor and slows down. But the top keeps going. This caused the top to fall over and crash onto land. The top of this wave is falling over. Weird but true. Scientists have explored less than 1/10 of the ocean's total area. Look out across the ocean and you see nothing but just water and waves. But below the surface, the ocean is teeming with life. Deeper down, the water is pitch black and freezing cold. But many creatures are able to live in these conditions. Blue striped snappers, plankton, a manatee mother and calf, deep-sea cockatoos, squid, deep-sea crabs, and tube worms. Quiet waters. Unlike the salty ocean, lakes and ponds are filled with fresh water. These normal, quiet bodies of water are fed by rivers, streams, or underground springs. They form in low areas of land. Many of the world's ponds and lakes form a surprising way. Thousands of years ago, Earth was very cold. Thick glaciers covered large areas of Europe and North America. These ice sheets moved south as they scrambled out giant holes in this land. Then about 11,500 years ago, Earth warmed up. Many glaciers melt and their water drained into holes to form lakes and ponds. Glaciers that still exist in Patagonia, Argentina. Water word, glacier, a giant ice sheet that slowly moves out in all directions. Fish and frogs, snails and turtles, ducks and dragonflies, these are just few of the animals that live in, on, and around lakes and ponds. As water plants soak up sunlight, they get energy to make food. Then they become dinner for insects, fish, snails, and ducks. And those animals are eaten by frogs, birds, and other predators. Quiet waters are the perfect home for all these creatures. A great egret catches its dinner. Go with the flow. The Fiji River in eastern Africa flows into the Indian Ocean. As rain falls and snow melts, water flows downhill. It forms fast-moving streams that join together become rivers. The water keeps going until it reaches the ocean. The kind of life in a river depends on how quickly the water flows. Plants can grow fast in fast-moving water, but they have no trouble surviving in slower water. Animals live in the areas of river where they can find food. Where do fish keep their money? In riverbanks. As a river races across the land, it knocks loose bits of soil, sand, and rocks. The fast-flowing water carries the bits with it. The water erodes river banks. It digs out river bottoms. Over time, the rushing water changes the shape of the land. Over millions of years, the Colorado River has slowly eroded the rocks around it. It is the most important force behind the formation of Grand Canyon, USA. This satellite photo shows the large amount of sediment that the Mississippi River dumps into the Gulf of Mexico and along the coast of Louisiana, USA. River, sediment, Gulf of Mexico. When a river reaches the ocean, its water suddenly slows down, and all of the sediment it has picked up falls into the seafloor. Water words, erode, to wear away. Sediment, bits of soil, sands, and rocks that are picked up by rivers and dumped in the ocean. Did you know some of the salt in sea waters come from sediments that rivers pick up as they float toward the ocean? Round and round. All the water in Earth's ocean, lakes, and rivers have been here for billions of years, but that doesn't mean it has always stayed the same. Water is special. It is only substance found naturally in three forms: solid, liquid, and gas, and can easily change from one form to another. Icicles are a solid form of water. Liquid water. When liquid water gets hot, it evaporates and forms water vapor. From gas to liquid, place an empty drinking glass in the freezer. After 10 minutes, take the glass out and watch what happens. As warm water vapor in the air hits the cold glass, the water vapor cools down and condenses. The drops of liquid water that you see on the glass came from the air around it. Water words, water vapor. The gas form of water. Condense, to change from gas to a liquid. Evaporate, to change from liquid to a gas. The water cycle. Water doesn't stay in one place for long. It is always on the go, moving from oceans, lakes and rivers to the air, to the land, and then back again. This process is called the water cycle. Rising up as the sun beats down an ocean, lake, or river like this one, liquid water heats up. When it gets warm enough, it evaporates. When the water vapor rises into the air, chilling out, as the warm, moist air moves up, it starts to cool. Cool air can't hold as much moisture than warm air, so water vapor in the air condenses. It's from tiny water droplets falling down. The water droplets bump into each other. They clump together to form clouds. The drops go larger and larger, heavier and heavier, until they fall to the ground as rain or snow. Round and round, some of the rain and snow soaks into the ground. The rest lands in ocean, lakes, or rivers, like this one, and the water cycle continues. Weird but true, it takes as many as 50 million tiny water droplets to form a raindrop large enough to fall to the ground. 9 cool facts about water. First, more than 2/3 of the world's fresh water is locked up in glaciers. 2. When ocean's water evaporates, its salts get left behind. That's one reason salt sea water is so salty. 3. Only half of the world's people have piped water in their homes. 4. A leaky faucet that loses a drop per second could fill 60 bathtubs in 1 month. Water vapor usually stays in the air for less than 2 weeks. 6. Salt water freezes at a lower temperature than the fresh water does. 7. The biggest snowflake on record fell on Montana in 1887. It was bigger than a dinner plate. The energy in moving water can be used to make electricity. During a downpour, rain may be speed through the air at 20 miles per hour. Water and weather. The air around us contains a variety of different gases, but when it comes to the weather, the most important gas is water vapor. Water vapor can become the rain that ruins a picnic. It can become the snow that closes school, and that's why people check the weather report before deciding what clothes to wear and how to spend the day. Near the ground. On cool nights, water vapor near the ground condenses. It forms tiny water droplets. When the tiny water droplets hang in the air, we can see them as fog. When the water vapor condenses on objects like grass, leaves, or spider webs, we see dew. If the nighttime temperature drops below the freezing point, the dew changes into a solid. The next morning, we can see frost covering the grass. Water word, freezing point, the temperature at which liquid water changes to solid ice. 32 Fahrenheit, Celsius. Question, why did the water vapor condense? It wants something to do. In the sky. The air around Earth is full of water vapor. It is close to the ground and it is high in the sky. When the water vapor above our hands condenses, we see clouds. Clouds come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are miles and miles above the ground, others are much closer. Scientists divide clouds into 3 major groups: cirrus clouds, Cumulus clouds and stratus clouds. Cirrus clouds. High wispy cirrus clouds are usually a sign of good weather. Cumulus clouds, fluffy cumulus clouds can bring showers. Stratus clouds. Thick low stratus clouds often cause a full day of rain and drizzle. The Namib Desert in southern Africa gets less than half inch of rain each year. Too much, too little. In some parts of the world, it rains almost every day. In other places, it hardly rains at all. The plants and animals in these areas know how to survive in their surroundings. But sometimes a storm dumps too much rain. Rivers overflow and land floods. The water can destroy homes and fields full of crops. Other times, little or no rain falls on an area for weeks and weeks. This is called a drought. Soil dries out and plants die. People may run out of water to drink. Too little rain can be just as damaging as too much rain. Let's eat snow. In the winter, chilly air can freeze some of the tiny water droplets that make up a cloud. Nearby liquid droplets stick to the ice, and they freeze too. As more and more droplets clump and freeze, the ice crystal grows heavier and heavier. Finally, it plunges downwards. Falling ice crystals collide and form snowflakes. By the time a flake hits the ground, it may contain thousands of crystals. Close-up photos of snowflakes. Did you know falling snow starts to melt or mixes with rain? It becomes sleet. If raindrops freeze as they hit the cold ground, they become freezing rain. If whipping wind tosses raindrops high into the sky, they can freeze solid and become hail. Weird but true. A hailstone can be as big as a grapefruit. Question: what's a snowflake's favorite dessert? Ice cream! Water in your body. Water isn't just an important part of the planet. It's an important part of your body, too. More than half of your total body weight is water. Your body uses water in all kinds of ways, from digesting foods to getting rid of germs. Your body loses water whenever you sweat or go to the bathroom. That's why you need to drink plenty of water every day. You could live for a month without food, but only for a week without water. Weird but true. Water in your life. You can probably drink about half a gallon of water each day, but you also need water to clean your food, clothes, and body. Believe it or not, you probably use between 18 and 100 gallons of water every single day. Think about all the ways your family uses water using the table below. Work with an adult to add up how much water your family uses each week. Is it more than you expected? Ways we use water at home. Toilet flushing, about 6 gallons per flush. Shower, about 8 gallons per minute. Bath, about 40 gallons per bath. Washing machine, 60 gallons per load. Dishwater, 50 gallons per load. Brushing teeth with tap running, 10 gallons per brushing. Washing hands with tap running, 2 gallons per washing. Having enough water. Water warning. We drink water. We use it to cook, clean, and carry waste out of our homes. Farmers use it to grow crops, and companies use it to make products. Since 1915, the amount of water people use has tripled, but the supply hasn't. In some places, the water is being used faster than it can be replaced. Scientists worry that soon there won't be enough water for us and the creatures that share our world. What can you do to help? Use water wisely. Rain barrels collect and store water that runs off your roof. You can then use it to water plants or wash your cars, saving up to 1,300 gallons of water during summer months. water isn't our only problem. We also need to keep it clean. Right now, ships are dumping trash into the ocean. Factories are pumping waste into rivers and streams. Chemicals that farmers use to kill insects are draining into lakes and ponds. All this pollution can make the water dangerous to drink. It can also harm fish and other water creatures. We need to work together to stop the pollution. It's the only way to protect our world's most precious natural resource. Taking part in local water cleanup day is one way to help reduce water pollution. Water words: pollution, harmful matter that make water, soil, or air dirty. Natural resource, a material found in nature that's useful to humans. Be a quiz whiz. How much do you know about water? After reading this book, probably a lot. Take this quiz and find out. The first life on Earth appeared in the ocean about blank years ago. A, B, C, or D? Which is the largest lake in North America? A, B, C, or D? Rain can melt snow, flow downhill until they finally reach blank. A, B, C, or D? 4. What happens when water vapor cools down? A, B, C, or D? What can cause a full day of rain and drizzle? A, B, C, or D? How much of the total body weight is water? A, B, C, or D? What causes water pollution? Ships dump trash. A, B, C, or D? Glossary. So, we finished this book. Do you think it's very important to use water clean and not waste it? So, after reading this book, you may have more knowledge. Thank you for listening and reading this book.